Here's why Tom Brady couldn't stay retired. He announced over the weekend that after 40 days, he couldn't take it anymore and he wants to get back in the game. Here's what he posted on Twitter. These past 2 months, I've realized my place is still on the field and not in the stands. That time will come, but it's not now. I love my teammates and I love my supportive family. They make it all possible. I'm coming back for my 23rd season in Tampa. Unfinished business, let's go. The unfinished business part is kind of amusing to me. Here are the stats that he ranks first in all time. Wins, 243. Pro Bowls, 15. Super Bowl MVPs, 5. Starts, 316. 7,263 completions, 11,000 plus attempts, 84,000 passing yards, 624 wins, and he has 7 Super Bowl rings. He has more rings than most franchises. What other unfinished business could there be? Let's talk about that. By the way, Tom is not the first prominent athlete to come out of retirement. We got Brett Favre and Michael Jordan. And what possibly is going on is they might be suffering an identity crisis. You got to remember, he spent over half of his adult life being a professional football player. That's workouts, morning routines, diet, game film, everything that's necessary to be a superstar player in a professional sport. And what I mean by identity crisis is this is who he identifies as. If you look at outside of sports, someone that's been a professional welder, plumber, whatever, their whole lives, once they retire, they start aging faster because that's who they identify as. And what I've learned recently reading the book, The Hero's Two Journeys, is that anytime you change your identity, you're actually suffering a little mini death. It's much like when you retire from a career at the age of 55 or 65, you start aging really fast because you identified as a plumber, as a welder, or as a mechanic. And we also see it when people go through divorce. The reason why divorce is so tough is, above all else, you've changed who you are. Whether your decision or not, your identity is no longer the same. And this could potentially be one of the reasons why, when we see an older person pass, that their spouse passes within 7 years. In addition to the identity crisis, Tom Brady may also be lacking fulfillment, and that's the reason why he could not stay retired. If you look at Jim Brown, he is one of the greatest running backs of all time. If you don't know, he played for the Cleveland Browns. He won MVP in 57, 58, and 65. In 1964, helped the Browns win an NFL championship. And he shocked the world when he retired at the peak of his career to fight for equality for African Americans. Some say his records would never have been touched if he kept on going. Another player you may remember is Pat Tillman. Remember, he quit playing for the Cardinals after 9/11. He decided to go join the Special Forces in the Army to go fight terrorism abroad. And sadly, he was lost in battle due to friendly fire. And as you can see, Pat Tillman and Jim Brown, they both found a higher calling, a fulfillment. I actually learned from Larry Yatch, from SEAL team leaders, that there's 3 things that we all need. The first one is safety. We all know about finding money and stability. That part's easy. After that, our second tier is finding something that makes us happy, something that we can do all the time. And obviously Tom Brady is really good at football, so that helps him find happiness. And the third is a higher calling, something that whatever you believe, God put you on this planet to do this. So Jim Brown, helping African Americans. Pat Tillman, fighting for freedom. They found a higher calling, and that's what Tom Brady's missing. And this doesn't apply to just athletes. About once a quarter, I have a private conversation with one of my really successful friends. These guys are millionaires, and they wonder, when's the right time to slow it down? When's the right time to retire? And the reason why they're asking these questions is because they haven't found a higher purpose, a higher calling, something more fulfilling than just making a lot of money flipping houses. And I've actually seen this firsthand where someone quit doing what they were doing to go retire, and they went stir crazy. They lasted about 40 days like Tom Brady. They could not stay retired. As you're watching this video, you might be wondering, well, how do I find my higher purpose? Honestly, it took me a really long time. For myself, I want to help underprivileged youth, disadvantaged youth, find a way in their world besides the traditional schooling system. It took me 15 years, so for you, you're just gonna have to do a little journey, find out what you're passionate about. So until you find that higher purpose, what you wanna do is be really successful doing what you enjoy doing. And that higher calling will reach out to you. And once you find that higher calling, you'll want to transition, kind of like Kobe Bryant did, where it was 90-10 fulfillment and then eventually became 50-50 fulfillment. As a matter of fact, he even won an Oscar after retiring from basketball. So just as a reminder, be sure to continue crushing what you're doing, but also keep an eye open and ear open for your higher calling, something that's going to give you fulfillment once you're done accomplishing your existing goals. How long do you think Tom Brady is going to keep going? And what are some things that you might find fulfilling that you might want to pursue one day? Comment below. Let us know.